மாண்புமிகு தமிழ்நாடு ஊரக தொழில் துறை அமைச்சர் திரு டி.எம். அன்பரசன் அவர்களே, த நியூ இந்தியன் எக்ஸ்பிரஸ் தலைவர் திரு மனோஜ்குமார் சொந்தாரியா அவர்களே, த நியூ இந்தியன் எக்ஸ்பிரஸ் எடிட்டோரியல் டைரக்டர் திரு பிரபுச்சாவரா அவர்களே, த நியூ இந்தியன் எக்ஸ்பிரஸ் சிஎம்டி திருமதி லக்ஷ்மி மேனன் அவர்களே, திரு டாக்டர் சுப்பிரமணிய சுவாமி அவர்களே, அனைவருக்கும் மனமார்ந்த வணக்கம். இந்த விழாவில் நான் உங்களுடன் கலந்து கொள்வதில் மிக்க மகிழ்ச்சி அடைகிறேன். Friends, brothers and sisters, I feel very happy to be here amidst you all for this very popular, important education conclave of the New Indian Express. This is the 10th edition of the New Indian Express Think Edu Summit. I was here before in 2018 and was thoroughly impressed by the high quality of discussions and deliberations that take place in this summit. Today, the format of the conclave has undergone a change. It is being conducted both physically as well as digitally. The world has witnessed an unprecedented disruption over the last 2 years. The pandemic has changed the way we live, interact with each other, learn and earn. Education system have not remained untouched. Schools have been closed for some time. Online classes became the norm and there were some practical difficulties, particularly in the rural areas. The online classes became the norm and the teachers, students as well as parents struggled to adjust to a new reality. It was a reality, but virtual may become reality, but actual gives more satisfaction than virtual. I have been going around and addressing meetings, and in between, because of the pandemic, I was forced to address many conferences, national and international, virtually. The satisfaction you get when you meet people, greet people, talk to them, mix with them, spend time with them is different. My sincerest appreciation goes to millions of teachers across our country who kept the learning process alive by swiftly shifting to an online mode. They had kept the learner at the center of their noble mission and minimized the learning losses. Sisters and brothers, challenge and adversities teach us important lessons. This COVID pandemic is a big teacher. Many of us, all of us, have learned so many lessons. So we have to remember that, what we have learned, and then adjust our lives, particularly the younger generation. We must all try to live with the nature. Nature, culture, together for better future. That is my advice to all the youngsters. During the last 2 years, we have learned to use technology to impart knowledge, learn new skills, and run education institutions. The new frontiers have opened up for the transmission of knowledge. Digital tools have made learning more engaging and interactive. Yet, there has been a glaring gap in the access to technological gadgets. The digital divide became wider and more visible. There were reports of negative impact on emotional well-being of students. Now that we have some respite from the pandemic, I hope it will be, we shall have to rethink education and see how best we can harness technology to enhance access and quality of learning. We should recognize the value of social and the emotional dimensions of learning and strengthen them in the curriculum and functioning of schools. My dear sisters and brothers, we are celebrating 75th year of our independence. We should not only celebrate the achievements of our post-independence development journey, but we should also think ahead what we need to do in the next few years. We have many things to our credit. The successive governments and our own people at various levels, they have done their best. But still there are challenges. These challenges has to be understood and they need to be addressed. After 75 years of independence, still around 20% of the people are still illiterate. There are educated illiterates, that's a different matter. I am talking of literacy rates. Second is that nearly 20% of the people are living below poverty line. So eradication of poverty, eradication of illiteracy. And there are certain areas where there is a social divide even now on the basis of a caste. And then there is gender discrimination. Women, they constitute 50% of our population, but still they are not getting their due. Given an opportunity, they have skills, they are exhibiting it whenever they get an opportunity, but they did not get adequate opportunities over the years. For whatever reason it is, I am not getting into that. So we should move in the direction, the entire society, not only our system, our government, our central government, state government, union government, state governments, and also local bodies, organizations must move in the direction of taking care of these shortcomings or challenges and strengthen our nation. We have one of the largest education systems in the world, which has produced many stalwarts occupying some of the most coveted leadership positions in various academic, scientific, and corporate bodies in the world. It is indeed heartening that we have achieved gender parity in gross enrollment ratio at all levels of school education and higher education institutions. The male-female gap in the literacy, which was 21.59% in 2001, got narrowed down to 16.68%. It should be brought down further. This is indeed a cause for celebration, but at the same time, as we are celebrating the International Women's Day, women should be empowered, not only political, but also economically, that is socially. That is more important. You must give them the needed skill upgradation and training and opportunities to participate in the lives of the nation. My dear sisters and brothers, while we celebrate our achievements of ancient India and post-independent India, we need to think through our vision of education and how we can make our country a learning nation. India was known as Vishwaguru once upon a time. Nalanda, Takshashila, Vikramasila. They were all places of learning, and students from across the globe, they used to come and study here. And even today, we see a number of places in the world, given an opportunity, our youngsters, our Indian people are excelling. They are become CEOs at many places. But unfortunately, in between, because of the colonial rule, we lost the direction, momentum. And we lost our conscience also. Even after Britishers left, they tried to ruin the country, rule the country, ruin the country, loot the country and cheat the country. I have no hesitation saying it. And not only that, they have thrust their culture and their education system on us. And unfortunately, even after independence, the hangover still is there, and we are following the so-called Macaulay educational system. We were all told during our younger days, I remember Robert Clive the Great. There's not much about Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj. Not much about many of our country, Veera Pandya Kattabomman, Subramanya Bharati, V.O. Chidambaram Pillai, Alluri Sitaram. There are stalwarts in our country. But there are great people, Ramanujam, C.V. Raman. There are many. But our history books contain more about those foreigners who ruled us and ruined us. It's an unfortunate situation. I'm happy that the new educational policy, which was drafted by eminent people led by Sri Kasturi Ranganji, and after wide discussion across the nation and including in Parliament, we have adopted it. And now I urge upon all the state governments and also other agencies to implement it in letter and spirit. And at the same time, we should also focus more on education in mother tongue, education in Indian languages. This is the need of the hour. I don't know why the administration is in a foreign language. People, they should be ruled. And all government orders and gazettes notifications must be in the local language. I have no problem in issuing an English gazette also, translation, or wherever it is necessary, Hindi also, no problem. But basically it has to be in the local, Tamil, Telugu, Kannada, Malayalam, Marathi, Assami, Punjabi, Bhojpuri, whatever it is. People know that language. And I would like to see in future the primary education has to be in the mother tongue. And I also would like to see administration, then judicial proceedings, Parliament. There should be a system of simultaneous translation. We are moving in that direction, but we must move faster. Many people, they express doubts, sir, if you don't read in that language, you will not go up. Some time back, in one of my meetings, after hearing my speech, the one boy stood up and he said, sir, it's very difficult to come up in life. I said, why? No, to go up. Then I said, in a lighter vein, Babu, I have spoken to God and he told me there is no restriction like that. Once the expiry date is over, everybody can reach without the language barrier. He said, no, sir, you are joking, but I am talking of coming up. I would like to tell you, and I have been telling it everywhere, the President of India studied in mother tongue. The Vice President, I also come from a rural area, I studied in my mother tongue. The Prime Minister, most popular Prime Minister, he did not go to convent. He became Prime Minister of this mighty nation. And then Chief Justice of India, present Chief Justice, he also studied in his mother tongue. Many people initially. Later, of course, there is nothing wrong, and moreover, it's advisable to learn English. Learn English, French, German, Persian, any number of languages. I have no problem. Children should be encouraged. First, basic learning must be in the mother tongue. That's why I say mother tongue is like your eyesight. The other languages are like spectacles. If you have eyesight, then your spectacles will improve. If you don't have basic eyesight and even if you wear Ray-Ban glasses, Zuban se kuch aayega nahi. And even with regard to language also, I am in Tamil Nadu, I am very clear. We should not oppose any language. And we should not, my advice to all people is, no imposition, no opposition. That should be the position. What is the problem in learning Hindi? What is the problem in learning other languages? You feel proud of Tamil. Be proficient and efficient in Tamil. Then learn other languages because opportunities are there across the country. And learn English to avail the opportunities at the international level. This should be approach. There should not be any reservation in our mind. We have set a roadmap for building the Shrestha Bharat, Saksham Bharat, Ayushman Bharat and Atmanirbhar Bharat we are aspiring for. We all, the stakeholders, should contribute our might and move in that direction. The NEP, New Education Policy, focuses on institutional restructuring and consolidation. It attempts to create a template for holistic education. thus opening up new avenues of employment to the country's youth. The focus on ancient systems of knowledge as well as contemporary advances like artificial intelligence and emphasis on skill education is likely to fast track India's progress towards an assertive country. We want to become a strong, stable, prosperous, peaceful nation. We want peace. We believe in Vasudaika Kutumbakam. The entire world is one family. Sarve Jana Sukhino Bhavantu. Even when we were very rich before this colonial rule, and knowledgeable, we never attacked any country. We don't believe in colonialism. That is our past. Even now, that is our policy. But at the same time, we want to protect our unity, integrity, security and sovereignty of our country. This should be the direction. What does it mean when we say assertive? An assertive nation can be built only on the foundation of quality education, encompassing a wide knowledge base, a whole range of skills, and more importantly, a forward-looking, receptive outlook. We must build on our strengths and have the humility to accept the best ideas from all over the world. We should not have any problem about that. That's in fact the spirit of our country, where many millennia we have adopted the approach so beautifully captured by our ancient thinkers who said, Ano Madra Kratovav Yantu Visvatha, or let noble thoughts come to us from all sides. What the new educational policy postulates is this connection. Connection with our past achievements and intellectual heritage. Connection with our native languages and culture. Connection with the life and livelihoods of people. Connection with the planet and the environment. Connection with technology and scientific knowledge. Connection between disciplines. I believe that the essence of education is to establish these vital connections. The education of the future must build bridges between the world of learning and the world of work through entrepreneurship and skills upgradation. The academia must have more intense interaction with industry, with agriculturists, to ensure that knowledge leads to innovation and greater productivity. We are basically a rural country, agriculture country. So our youngsters, they should also focus on agriculture, learn new techniques, spend time with the agriculturists, visit villages frequently. And the researchers who are doing research on agriculture, they must pass on the knowledge to the people. Ultimately, research is for the betterment of human lives. We must make people's life more comfortable and happy. This should be our approach. The governance of the country should benefit from the country's vast intellectual capital and diverse strengths of professional bodies. Education must become an instrument of national transformation. The PM gave a 3-line mantra: reform, perform and transform. Transformation of the nation. If this dream has to be realized, we must take the national education policy as a starting point, a springboard for taking up the quantum leap. We must ensure that access to learning opportunities is equitable and inclusive. We need to bridge the digital divide as well as the rural-urban divide. We must make education holistic with equal emphasis on cognitive and non-cognitive aspects. We must make education more integrated, multidisciplinary and relevant. Education should help build citizens who are perceptive, receptive and communicative, who are thinking and feeling individuals, who have the passion for acquiring knowledge. And I feel that education is a mission. It should not be used for commission. And we should not give any remission or do any omission. And we must take up education with passion for the sake of the nation so that we can move forward. This Edu Conclave, the idea is to interact, learn from each other's experience, know good things, and then pass it on to the people. That's why I have readily accepted, even second time, to come to this conference. I like Indian Express, that's one thing, because of our great Ramnath Goenka is this thing, but at the same time, the other reason is this. And of course, people say that politics, journalism, and the education, they should all be in mission mode. Friends, once again, I feel happy I am here to address this enclave. I count on our educationalists and education planners to go the extra mile to do whatever is necessary to bring about this change. The touchstone of our success is to move from thinking to doing, from merely doing to doing it right, doing it well, and doing it on time. Let this not be a missed opportunity. We must focus on unfinished literary task, motivate our teachers to excel, and create a learning society with equal emphasis. All the 4 pillars of education enunciated by the UNESCO: learning to know, learning to do, learning to and learning to be, and learning to live together. We have demographic advantage. 65% of our population is below 35 years, and around 58% is below 25 years. We have this great advantage. We must utilize it. This is only possible if our human resource is given equitable access to quality learning opportunities. We as a nation must collectively engage in this task. Friends, once again I feel, as I told you, I like moving around. This I have been doing right from my younger days. Whatever I have learned is learned through spending time with people. Meeting people, greeting people, talking to people, eating with the people, and spending time with the people. Going around the country, you know the country well. You will be knowing the problems of the people, not by reading alone. So these conferences, such conferences, will bring knowledge to everyone, and I once again appreciate the new Indian Express team for taking this initiative and then moving on. Thank you very much. Namaskar. Jai Hind. Nandri. Vanakkam.